When we look at the in-depth review or the comparison between the 13 and the 13 Pro, we'll see that in terms of the display, the 13 has a 6.1 inch OLED with 8000 over 1200 nits, while the 13 Pro has 6.1 inch OLED, which is the same but with 1000 over 1200 nits. The iPhone 13 has no promotion, while the 13 Pro has promotion. And when you look at the body, the iPhone 13 has an aluminum body, while the iPhone 13 Pro has a stainless steel body. When you move ahead to look at the colors, you'll see that the iPhone 13 is in starlight, midnight, blue, pink, and then red, as compared to the 13 Pro that is only in silver, graphite, gold, and cereal blue. When we look at the size, you'll see that the size of the 13 is 5.78 by 2.82 by 0.30, as compared to the 13 Pro that is 5.78 by 2.82 by 0.30. As for the weight, the 13 weighs 14, the 13 weighs 6.14 oz, or that's equivalent to 174 grams, as compared to the 13 Pro that weighs 204 grams. One important aspect of the iPhone is the processor. The processor of the 13 is the A15 with 6 CPU cores, 16 NE cores, 4 GPU cores, as compared to the 13 Pro that has still the A15 processor with 16 CPU cores, 16 NE cores, and 5 GPU cores. When we look at the durability, we see that the iPhone 13 has IP68 with a ceramic shield, while the iPhone 13 Pro pretty much has the same IP68 with still the ceramic shield. When we talk about battery life, which is quite important, we see that the battery life of the 13 is 19 hours video playback with about 15 hours streaming, and the Pro has 22 hours video playback and 20 hours streaming, which is pretty much good. An important feature that most people look in an iPhone is the camera. I find that the camera of the 13 has 12 megapixels wide with an aperture of 1.6 and ultra wide aperture of 2.4, while the 13 Pro has 12 megapixels wide with an aperture of 1.5 and ultra wide with an f number of 1.8 and telephoto 3 times wide of 2.8. The 13 Pro doesn't have. The 13 Pro has a Pro RAW, while the 13 doesn't have a Pro RAW. The 13 has a ProRes, while the 13 Pro has a ProRes. When you look at both of them have cinematic modes. One of the most important things is the storage. We look at the 13 having the 128 GB, 256 GB and 512 GB, as compared to the 12 Pro that has 128 GB, 256 GB, 112 GB and the 1 TB. So with all these exciting features of the both phones, I'm sure that you guys could look around the two features and know which one is the best for you guys. That's all for today. Have a good day.